So what's up, everybody? Today we're going to focus on strategy, and I'm going to tell you guys or talk to you about strategy and how to figure out a strategy for you and make it work, make you possibly, and use it to possibly help you find a girlfriend or something. So first of all, right, don't put your eggs in one basket because of cell phones and social media and things like that. Women have a million options, right? So, to give you a little background, right? So, I used to, sometimes back in the day, I would get caught up in social groups or certain religious groups where there was a couple of cute girls. And I would spend all my time focusing on those groups. And then a couple months to a couple years later, I would sit there and be like, all the time's gone, still not with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Still not with anybody. And that's because those groups are full of competition from other men and wishy-washy women who got a million options. So that's one thing I've noticed. Another thing I noticed is I used to run a lot of street game and go to the clubs a lot and never get nothing from that either, and then turn around. A lot of my friends would be going to these cool kickbacks or these cool parties where they would meet their significant other, and I didn't get invited because I didn't keep in contact with them because I was too busy running street game or whatever. It's different things like that, different scenarios. Like you meet up with somebody, I'm hanging out with a bunch of other dudes and we all have dating issues and we can help each other, and then you just end up in a group with dudes for like a couple of months and not do anything. So what I've learned is you have to take in all of the ways that you can think of where you can find somebody, and you have to strategically plan it out. Like, okay, so for instance, with like what they call street game, right? So I've done that for years, over 12 years. And what you're going to find out is no matter what, most of the girls have something to do in the day or are going to do something and have a lot of things on their plate. And they're not going to stop. And they're not going to, be thinking about hooking up with you or be thinking about you as a boyfriend or whatever. They're going to be using that 5 minutes to talk to you, the 15 minutes to talk to you, get some entertainment, and dip after that. You're never going to see them again. You may get the number because they're being polite, but most of the time they don't answer you because they got things they got to do. And so, like, street game is good for practice. And yeah, you can get your confidence up. It's a cool confidence boost because talking to all these women, look, one of them gave me the number or whatever. But just remember, use that as practice. Don't spend every single day running street game and all these hours into street game. Just use it as practice because that never goes anywhere most of the time. Same thing with clubs. Clubs, once in a while you'll meet somebody who wants to do something with you. But even then, it's kind of shady. I made the mistake twice, and I've had some other club adventures with the ladies that I really don't think I want to really pursue anymore because, I'm not like that anymore. I'm trying to find if I was gonna go out, I would want to find a long-term relationship, right? So that's the thing. Like, you can go to the club, spit your little game, get your little twerk, get the girl's number, get your confidence boost, but that's it. Like, you can call them up the next day, they're not gonna remember who you are, And if you try to push to get some that night, that's a whole another load of problems. And, you could take a gamble once in a while, maybe down the road you can find somebody through that, but, don't put all your eggs in the club either. Some nights you can skip the club. You don't have to go to the club every weekend, right? Because of the gamble. You don't have to go to the club every weekend, right? Now, social groups, you should be a part of social groups. just because you can get a long-term emotional investment from a lot of the women if you go to social groups, because you're there every day. And also you can make connections to go to other social groups and other places to meet women and stuff. But just remember, like, you should have multiple social groups to go to. You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket of one social group. You should go to multiple social groups. You know, you should have multiple of them so you can just dip in and out or whatever, you know. So don't just depend on one social group. Yeah, and when you go to social group, make sure you make friends there and you actually keep in contact with the friends. Get the friends' Facebook, you know, send them messages, hi, how are you, often. That way when they know about a kickback or a party, hey, come with me here, okay, you know. But if you don't really keep in contact with them, you're just like an acquaintance. And then it's kind of like, a lot of times they're not going to invite you to anything because there's no emotional investment from you guys. So yeah, you have to think about that. And also, just think about it this way, right? You would rather want to be in a stable social group where you can, you know, where it's going to blossom into something bigger, because those people know people who know people who know people and who know programs in other social groups, and it's going to blossom into something really big. And then one day you're going to look at it and be like, oh, okay, now I got all these places to go, versus like going to the same club, you meet the same women, get your little booty dance, get your little number, they don't remember who you are, and you're never going to see them again, and then you got to go back. So, but remember, with social groups also, you have to be into what they're into too. So you have to really be into what they're into. So if there are certain religion that that you don't agree with, then don't be in that social group. But if it's something like dance, where, you know, you love dance, they love dance, or if it's like a group of you know, fashion designers or people who want to make their own clothing line, and, you know, that's cool, you know, because you guys have something in common. Like, I'm Jewish, so have something in common, and then you just keep going through and, you know, making connections and meeting people. Online, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and you guys are gonna hate me, but online, look, most of the girls, it's 70% men, 30% girls online. And then the girls that are actually going to respond, I hate to say this, are like, you know, women that a lot of guys don't want. And, you know, I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want to offend anybody. But let's just say, when you go online, I would say, you know, is good practice. Number one, it's good practice. And number two, you know, you just focus on the woman you don't want or whatever. I mean, that you're not really, that, you know, you think is undesirable. You should give some of those women a chance. As long as it's something superficial. If it's something superficial, you should just give some of those women a chance, because you can get practice, you can get dates out of it, you can learn things. And one thing I learned is that women want guys who have some kind of experience, who kind of know what they're doing. Like, okay, you can play up the cute and innocent thing, which a lot of girls like, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like, you also have to know, like, basic social skills and basic male-female interactions that you're going to get through practice. So even though you may think they're undesirable, you might as well just bite the bullet and try to meet somebody on there, because at the end of the day, you're going to get practice. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you can move on to the next person. So that's my advice, strategy. and just focus on strategizing to figure out, you know, how to meet somebody. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. All right, peace.